Yo, what is up, guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance review right here, guys, on my lovely day off. Now, today I will be talking about a fragrance that a lot of y'all requested, a lot of y'all want to hear about in my channel in a no hype manner, guys, on the review. And this fragrance is truly one of the most sold out fragrances, high demand. A lot of people are hyping this up, so I cannot wait to give you guys my full no hype breakdown on this scent right here. Let's go. Before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys. Okay, liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to this channel as we head towards 28,000 subscribers. So please continue all your support, guys. Deep dive into my over 900 no hype videos, categorized really nicely, guys, and also support our decanters who also support the channel. I'm going to link them below, like Jared Miller. Thank you so much for all your support. And the fragrance that we'll be talking about today is none other than Omanluxury Caden. Yes, Omanluxury Caden. I mean, who hasn't heard about this fragrance? Me, actually. I was reviewing a bunch of other fragrances last year, and you guys kind of like slowly requested it, on the posts that I did on the website. And I started to see the hype on this fragrance as most of the resellers or whatever, the decanters have been selling out on this scent right here, confirming to me that the hype is real, at least on the sales end. And this decant right here is from one of the best decanters in the game, Jared Miller. I'm gonna link him below. A lot of y'all already know him. He's got all the good stuff. But even Jared had to wait a few weeks before he was able to get this. I was waiting a couple weeks as well before I got to get a sample of Omanluxury Caden. Okay, so what is up with this fragrance right here, Omanluxury Caden? So this fragrance obviously originated from Oman, which is great because another house from Oman is, rising up. And Oman is also the birthplace of Amouage, one of my favorite houses out there. And this fragrance, the interesting thing about this fragrance is that the spotlight note is gonna be cade oil, which is kind of like a mix of tar and leather. And if placed with an intense amount, you kind of get what you get with Pedro Pascal's signature scent, Boyds of Texas, which is like, oh my god, petrol-y, gasoline-like, just high tar and leather on that scent. I mean, I certainly didn't like it. And so it is interesting to see that they chose cade oil, kind of risky in my opinion, into this fragrance right here. But then everybody loves it. So they did a good job in my opinion. And I'll give you guys the full lowdown on that. As always, we'll do the no hype breakdown. Let's go spray this thing right now. Okay guys, now let's talk about this fragrance right here, the much hyped Omanluxury Caden. All right, starting with this lovely opening that is, in my opinion, pretty damn masculine, but still very lovable. It's a balanced masculine opener, starting with the notes of it. Let's start off with the stuff that everyone's gonna like: your saffron, your cardamom spices, slightly sweet and spicy. I would say a lot more cardamom right here, with a nice balanced boozy rum note. That's not an overpowering boozy rum note. You're also gonna have, of course, your cade oil, the spotlight note, and you are gonna get early suede, which adds texture and comfort to this intro right here. So it's very comforting because you have your nice warming spices, you have your nice balanced rum note, you have your suede. But the one thing I will say is I loved how the Caden was so well executed here. I would say that the Caden is like maybe 40% concentration as to the proportions with everything else. 60% is everything else, 40% Caden, and it still spotlights it. It still shows that masculine, leathery tar that comes in and gives this intro a very masculine boost. But it's not to the degree of, the Boyds of Texas, where it was like super strong, leathery tar, gasoline-like. We didn't get that in this intro, which I really like. So this cade oil really shows a lot of masculinity, a lot of macho, a lot of darkness in the intro, but also, again, flanked by a lot of notes that we truly love, such as cardamom spice, such as a nice balanced rum note, and also that suede that, in my opinion, is also a bridge note to the mid is very comforting, adds some texture into this intro right here. So I would say this intro is very masculine. It's got that macho appeal, but also it is appealing in many cases, guys, with the Cade oil still being there as a spotlight note. Okay, now let's talk about initial sillage and projection on Omanluxury Caden. This fragrance is a lingering draw-in scent. It's got enough spices to draw in everybody. It's nice, it's comforting. The suede is comforting to the wearer. And I would say that it's a legit sillage and projection. I don't think this is a fragrance that needs to be ultra nuclear. It should be just enough to draw in people and also to provide comfort in a very cold situation, which it definitely does. You know, now here in California, it's starting to get cold after New Year's, guys. We're starting to get these 40-degree nights, and I would say that the amount of Caden, the amount of suede, the amount of booze and spices in this intro is absolutely comforting. So I like the sillage and projection of this one. Okay, now let's head into the mid of Omanluxury Caden. Now, if you thought that the intro was pretty nice, so is the mid. Okay, so is the mid. Now, here's a big question about Caden. How long is the coverage of the Cade oil? How long are we getting that birch tar-like, leather-like Cade oil that is well blended here, well balanced here, but still imposes that masculinity? To me, I got a total of 3 hours coverage on the Cade oil before it went into the mid. Now again, the suede is going to be a bridge note, still goes into the mid with that comforting suede, but the big note right here in the mid is going to be your coffee note. And the coffee note starts popping up, I would say 45 minutes into this fragrance. I would describe it as a coffee note, but also something that has chocolatey facets, which is very, very mass appealing. Having chocolatey, almost like dry cocoa facets into this fragrance. And that could also be the mix with your cistus, which is a mid note right here. And cistus has deep amber, leathery, and woody facets. And the fact that maybe the cistus is mixing with the coffee and the suede, I think produces somewhat of a dry cocoa smell, which I really like. And like I said, the Caden, or the Cade oil rather, that goes on until 3 hours mixes in very well with this very appealing coffee note. So I think that this mid is absolutely wonderful as well. It's got a gourmand, a little bit of gourmand touch into this mid, still comforting, still a little bit of Cade oil, but of course starting to go into leathery, ambery thanks to the cistus. So I would say the mid is absolutely wonderful as well. Okay, so now let's head into the dry down of Omanluxury Caden. Now the dry down to me started at around 6 hours, and really the star of the dry down, although this dry down seems to have a continuum of the notes, labdanum for the leather amber, you got vanilla, you got amberwood, you got other things, but for me, tonka bean is going to be the star of the show of the dry down of this fragrance. And tonka bean comes out at the 6 hour mark. It is sweet, it is hay-like, almost tobacco-like right here in the ending of this fragrance. And to me, this is the one that stands out. And I really think that the dryness of the tonka bean continues on from the almost like dry cocoa of the coffee note mixed with the other things like cistus and the suede, and that continues on to the dry down with a very, very prominent tonka bean. And I think that the tonka bean really is the one that shines, even with amber in the background, even with the leathery facets in the background. And on the latter dry down, I would say like 11 to 12 hours in, the vanilla actually pops out even more. So vanilla is going to be kind of like a blended in note right here with the tonka bean, but the vanilla stands out a lot more at the latter stages of this dry down. Again, no complaints right here. This dry down is pretty nice with a prominent tonka bean, amberwood, cistus, what have you. It's a nice sweet dry down, but then woodsy as well and earthy. Okay, so what do I think of this fragrance right here, Omanluxury Caden? I can definitely see why this fragrance is a hit among the men. Okay, and again, I'm gonna say that I really love how they spotlighted Cade oil right here without really going overboard with the Cade oil or the tar or the leathery aspects of the fragrance. But the thing I really like about this fragrance, and I'm sure a lot of y'all like it as well for this reason, is the fact that it can go from masculine to appealing and masculine to appealing again over the course of 12 hours plus, okay? Because you are gonna get, ultra masculine parts. You're gonna get your Cade oil, which is still there, well blended in, but still there, giving some leather, some tar, some masculinity right there. You've got a rum note that's there, but it's ultimately pretty balanced. But then you also have these really appealing notes such as cardamom. You've got saffron. You've got that chocolate, like that dry cocoa / coffee note in the mid. You've got tonka bean and vanilla towards the end. So you've got a lot of these mass appealing, kind of like these mass appealing notes that are used in a lot of fall winter fragrances, but also blended in with that masculinity, blended in with that those masculine notes of rum, of the leathery Cade, of the labdanum, the cistus. They're all in here, and that is why I think a lot of people love this scent. It's got this alternating, like ultra masculine and appealing feel that I feel ultimately, when all of it is blended in, provides a really nice masculine scent that is also likable. Okay, now usage-wise, guys, this fragrance obviously is a fall-winter scent, but I wouldn't be surprised if they wear this in the Middle East with no issues. But to me, this is a very warming scent, especially for the cold weather. 40 degrees out here. I'm sure in the East Coast, snowy. And I think that the Cade oil right here, the leathery nature of that, plus the rum, plus the spices, plus the labdanum is going to contribute to a nice, comforting, warming fall-winter scent for everybody. So I highly suggest that it is going to be a fall-winter scent, day or night. I mean, although this has dark facets right here, this is something I can wear as a comforting, spicy, boozy, woodsy, ambery fragrance throughout the day. I don't see it as just a nighttime type thing, but definitely I can see it being worn at night. It's just that it's that comforting with the suede that it's nice to wear in this type of cold weather right here. Okay, now total performance on this fragrance is over 12 hours. That's pretty expected with these Middle Eastern scents. But one thing I'll say is that it's not nuclear. It's the right amount of sillage and continuous strength. But yeah, for some reason, maybe because the dry down is loaded with notes right here that smell like a continuum from the mid, I will say that it went past 12 hours for me. Maybe the strongest part is 11 hours, but still I could catch whiffs of the vanilla and the amber past 12 hours. So definitely a long-lasting scent right here. Okay, and finally, let's look at the cost of Omanluxury Caden. Now, this fragrance, again, is pretty sold out, but I don't want you guys getting caught in the hype, okay? Like, you have to get it just because it's selling out. I don't want you guys to do that. And that is why, in my opinion, you should try this first by getting a sample from Jared Miller. I'm sure he's got some left. I'm sure he loaded up on this. And I think this is a try first just because no matter what I say, it still has those ultra-masculine notes that may or may not appeal to a lot of men, okay? So I would say that there's a lot of men that really gravitate towards this kind of stuff, but not all men are gonna gravitate towards this stuff. And especially, I would say, even younger guys might not, okay? I mean, I've, met a lot of younger frag heads, young adult men frag heads, and a lot of them really don't like tobacco, smoky, leathery scents. So with that being said, this is a try first. Get a decant from Jared Miller. I'll link him below before you buy this scent. But if you like it, if you really feel like this is a nice, comforting, ultra masculine fall winter scent, why not? The price is not that bad for 100 ml. I'm sure it's gonna last you a long time, given that this is a seasonal scent that you can use at the latter part of the year. And that is it. That is my no hype review of the much hyped Omanluxury Caden. Big thanks to Jared Miller for sending a sample. He put in a lot more in that sample set, so I can't wait to review the rest. Thank you again, Jared. Now let me know in the comments below what y'all think of this fragrance right here. Is this a fragrance that you guys feel is great in terms of masculinity? And is this your fall winter rotational scent now? I would love to know in the comments below. Or if you wear this in the Middle East, even in those really hot summer summery days do you guys wear Caden? For those that are in the Middle East, I would love to know as well. And I will see you guys on the next video. I got a lot more to review. Champagne at BG, Louis the 15th. I'm going to be drowned in champagne over the next few days, guys. So I will give you guys those reviews very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, support the channel, and I will see you guys. God bless. Take care. Happy New Year. Peace.